Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Chloe Tillman.
And I'm Nathan Hengstebeck.
Our lead story today, the Oxford campus is mourning yet another student death, adding to the third student passing this semester. Sophomore Jacqueline Wolf of Westlake was found dead in her dorm room on Sunday, November 17th. Wolf studied psychology and was a member of the Alpha Zeta Delta sorority. Her brother says she took pride in being a Red Hawk.
A tornado watch was placed over Miami's campus on Sunday, November 17th. That night, the winds and storms placed 5,000 Duke Energy customers in southwestern Ohio without power. 10 states across the Midwest were also affected with loss of power due to the tornadoes and other intense storms. Storm paths threatened major cities including Cincinnati, Chicago, and Detroit. 65 tornadoes were reported to have touched down, with the majority of them in Illinois. The death toll is confirmed at 6.
Well, a female student and alleged rape victim is suing the university for negligence of not taking action against her attacker, who had a history of sexual assault. The female student filed a report back in 2011 that Antonio Charles sexually assaulted her. Police investigated Charles back in 2009 after receiving multiple allegations by another female student and took no action at the time. It's been reported that Charles often videotaped his sexual activity with different women, but the university states there was not enough evidence at the time to reprimand Charles.
Rural Democratic Senator of Virginia, Cree Deeds, was allegedly stabbed inside his Millboro home on Tuesday, November 18th by his 24-year-old son, Austin Deeds. Austin had undergone mental health evaluations by the Bath Community Hospital on Monday, but was turned away due to the lack of space and rooms available for patients. When police arrived at the senator's home, they found that Austin had shot himself shortly after he had stabbed his father in the head and upper torso area. Austin was taken to a hospital in Roanoke, Virginia for an autopsy. Cree Deeds was airlifted to UVA Hospital in Charlottesville and was originally reported to be in critical condition, but has now been upgraded to fair condition. The police are not looking for any suspects, but are looking into the event as an attempted murder and suicide.
Well, after a year-long search, the Farmer School of Business finally chose a new dean. Miami announced that Matthew Myers would become the 8th dean of the school and 2nd chair in business leadership. Myers is currently the associate dean of the Center for Executive Education at the University of Tennessee's College of Business. Myers will formally assume the role on July 1st, 2014.
The local owners of the Princess Movie Theater decided it was time to reopen its doors after 1 year of being closed. Students and Oxford residents gathered at the Princess Theater for its grand reopening on November 8th. The Princess will show 4 movies at a time, including 3 new releases and 1 foreign or classical film of the owner's choice. The owners also plan to get new digital projectors for the theater and plan to continue remodeling the theater over the winter term when business slows down. Tickets will be $5 until the end of this year, and it will also be offering free admission to a local film called Competitive Nature, made by the Capstone Pictures and Corporate Collision Productions in early December.
A Miami organization project, Green Room, has been put in the spotlight recently. After the break, I'll be talking with co-founder Jeff Fywell and managing director Lot Cortang about their growing success. Stay tuned. In the studio with us today, we have co-founder Jeff Fywell and managing director Lot Cortang. They're part of the project Green Room. Fellas, tell us a little bit about the organization that you've started.
Well, first of all, Chloe, thanks for having us on today. We appreciate it. So Project Green Room is a nonpartisan nonprofit that's aimed to educate and engage college students on the fiscal issues such as the debt and deficit and tax reform.
It was an outgrowth of Jeff and I going to Inside Washington program, coming back and really looking at the last election, seeing that a lot of young people our age, are just very apathetic towards what's going on in Washington, the political issues that affect them the most. And we really wanted to start an organization that helps bring an issue to, bring awareness to an issue that most students don't know about, and also to get them really much more engaged in the political process.
Now take me through the beginning steps of how you organized Project Green Room. How did you start it up?
So it all started in a classroom, just a couple kids who really cared about the issues and looked around and said, there's really nothing being done about this. So why can't we be the ones to do it? So we went through the process of researching how different organizations can do things to educate students in what various ways, and we decided to become a 501c4 rather than a 501c3, and that's because eventually when we get all the support of the college students and there's some sort of grand bargain or different deals that can reduce the debt and deficit and hopefully tax reform as well, we can throw our support behind that. So it all started with just us putting the pen to the paper, drawing out what we want it to look like. I mean, it's changed a lot since then, but yeah, it was really just kind of figuring it out as we go. Setting up the web, we built the website ourselves, no experience there. Set up all the social media, had to get the logo design, had to make all these contacts, run countless conversations, just tweaking the idea, seeing how people receive it, and as well as getting feedback on it from just many different angles has been crucial. So.
And Jeff, you've mentioned getting a lot of feedback from students that you've been helping all over the country. Do you want to maybe talk about what that sort of feedback has been specifically?
Yeah, so since we've come back to campus, so this past summer, Jeff and I were in DC, and we were really talking to members of Congress, lobbyists, staffers on the Hill, all over. But we really wanted to come back to what Project Green was about. It's the college students and really engaging students. So we wanted to come back to campus, our own campus, and really start to really push this message and push Project Green Room. So, we got back, we talked to at least 30 student organizations. And after each organization we talked to, we'd get calls, we get texts, we get emails from students who was like, hey, I love what you guys are doing. How do I get much more engaged with your issue? How do I make sure that how do I, spread it to other kids who want to learn more about it, Project Green Room, and also fiscal responsibility. So I think that's the validation point right there, that students really, when you talk to them about it, when you explain it, and you have the messaging right, and you frame it as self-interest piece as to how how taxes and spending is going to impact us in the long term, I think many students get it, and they're awakened to it. It's like, whoa, this is something that I need to get on the ground floor on.
Yeah, and also, it's easy because we're by and for college students, whereas a lot of traditional organizations like this, so they're all inside the Beltway in DC, and they really don't understand college kids when it is college students, rallying around this unifying issue that's going to affect all of us the most. It makes it a lot easier to relate.
And after you're done speaking with these various student organizations, as you've mentioned, how can they continue to kind of cover and be more comfortable of their knowledge around fiscal issues? How can they stay on that coverage? What are some news sources that you can recommend to students here at Miami and students everywhere around the U.S.? How can they stay connected to those fiscal issues once they're done talking with you?
And that's the point of the organization. It's, we've brought first. I kind of see it as a multi-step process. So okay, you've become aware of this issue. Okay, so what are the following steps? And it's for us is utilizing social media. So that is our key tool of really getting to students. Go where we are. We are online generation. Mm-hmm. So that's us. Our whole thing is we are going to make it as easy as possible for you to understand what's going on this issue. So we use our Facebook and our entire social media platform, including our website, to have quick facts and articles on there. This makes you understand it from a very basic standpoint. And that's all we're really asking students to really, that's pretty much our ask. It's hey, stay in touch with us, read some of the things that we post up, and just engage with us. And if it's something that resonates with you, let us know about it. So again, it's a back and forth dialogue about what's going on. And again, keeping this issue in front of students for the long term. And
clearly you're doing that in the right manner of really reaching out to social media where a lot of students are kind of congregating, and that's where you can get a lot of feedback. But what I really want to know is, how did you think of the name Project Green Room?
Yeah, so what it came down to first and foremost is we wanted a name that students wouldn't be turned off by, that they knew immediately it was political. Mm-hmm. So if we would have named ourselves Students for Fiscal Responsibility, which is essentially what we are, immediately kids would say, oh, that's just another political group. After watching the last election cycle where both presidential campaigns spent over $1 billion and you couldn't even go on Pandora without hearing an ad, it really just floods you with the politics and the apathetic students that we're going after don't really want to be bogged down with that. So that was first and foremost. Second, it's our generation's turn to take the stage, and we're kind of in the green room right now about to take the stage. It's up to us to really fix these issues. By 2015, 1/3 of the entire electorate of the United States will be under the age of 30. So it shows you how much power we have to actually change the policies that are going on in Washington through voting and also, letting our voice be heard. So.
Well, I have to ask you, Jeff, as well as Lot, this is a very big initiative to take on as such, just being students here at Miami. You haven't even graduated yet, and I feel that you're already really starting your career. So where do you see your career going from Project Green Room, and how are you going to make that transition?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't start this to put it on our resume or, get on Miami TV just for the thrills of it. We really want to make a difference. I mean, I don't know if we will be that medium or that driving force behind a deal, but if we can be that medium and driving force behind a deal with college students and younger voters, I mean, that's going to play a role. I mean, everyone in America has their play, and if we can be the driving force for college students, then that's where we see ourselves. So I truly believe, after what we've seen so far, that students are receptive enough that we really can do this.
Yeah. And personally for me, we would love to do this full time after graduation, and that's why we don't want to be just a regular student organization just here on campus where we graduate and we're done and we're gone. We really want to, again, we love to take this to the next level next year, get some more funding behind it, and actually build this organization out. So that my goal is for Project Green Room to be the premier organization where students can actually become educated on these issues.
Well, I think you both are off to a great start, and I personally can't wait to see where you go in the next 5 years. Your path certainly looks promising. So thank you again for joining us here in the studio at Miami Television News. Really appreciate it.
The Miami University Quidditch team has qualified for the 7th annual World Cup by placing 12th in the Midwest Regional Championships in Roxford, Illinois. There were 26 teams at the competition, competing for the 15 available spots at the World Cup. The World Cup will take place at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina on April 5th and 6th, 2014. This is the second year in a row that the team has made it to the World Cup, and after competing in the Division II bracket last year, the team will be competing in Division I this year.
With the changing of seasons comes the transition from fall to winter sports. We have MTN sports reporter Charlie Clifford here to wrap up the field hockey season and tell us what we can expect to see for the Red Hawk basketball this winter.
Yeah, guys, thanks for having me back. It's good to be back. Right off the bat, the Miami women's field hockey team has done it again. For the second straight year, they are MAC postseason champions. Congratulations, ladies, right off the bat. So with that win, the Red Hawks faced the Michigan State Spartans in the NCAA play-in game. Unfortunately, cold and windy conditions stalled the 20th-ranked Spartans offense just briefly, but the ultimate score being 3-0, the Red Hawks falling to Michigan State. They finished the season at 12-10, a successful year, no doubt about it. Just this week, senior goalkeeper Sarah Mueller and junior Allie Frody were named to the NFHCA All-Region team. Congrats, Allie and Sarah, that's awesome. Moving over to the hardwood, the Cleve Right Air is underway at Millette Hall, and the women's basketball team is off to a 1-2 start this season. Obviously not the start we wanted, but Cleve comes from a pretty awesome background, guys. Gannon University, he spent 11 seasons there, turned it into a Division II power. He won 70% of his games there in Erie, Pennsylvania. Coming back after 2 rough losses to Eastern Kentucky and Wright State, the Red Hawks come back and beat Chicago State pretty well, 55-39, excuse me. The squad being led by Jessica Rupright, who tallied 12 points and collected 12 rebounds in the victory. Nice job, Jessica. On the men's side of the Red Hawks are off to an 0-3 start this year, dropping the first 3 versus tough competition. Road losses to Notre Dame, Arizona State, and Xavier all came up empty. for the second-year head coach John Cooper and the young Red Hawk team. The Red Hawks come home this weekend to face UNC Wilmington, pretty much the first winnable game of the season so far. So that's going to be a dandy at Millette. Tip-off's at 3 o'clock tomorrow. All you Red Hawk fans, hope to see you out there. Finally, guys, we have to bring it up. The collapse, the dismal season at Yager Stadium. 0-11 now for the men's football team. We don't have a women's football team, so it is the men's football team. But they've been outscored 195-53 since interim head coach Mike Bath took over 6 games ago. It's a brutal product on the field, but hopefully brighter days ahead. But at this point, 0-12 looks like where we're headed. So good luck, Red Hawks, in the future. But Ball State next week is the only thing between us and 0-12. So back to you guys.
All right. Thanks, Charlie. After the break, we're going to be talking about the newest addition to the Oxford Dictionary, and it may surprise you. And there's also a new technology on the way that's going to change what you carry around on a daily basis. Stay tuned.
Thanks for staying with us here at Miami Television News. The wait for Trader's green salads to come back to South Campus is now over. These salads have been popular with their infamous daily lunch line at Dividends in the Farmers School. Miami added a second salad bar in Scott Dining Hall last year, but the dining hall was shut down this past summer in preparation for the new Maple Street dining station right across the street. Miami announced that they would be adding the popular salads to America's Restaurant at the dining strip for students on South Campus. The salads are now available for students, so enjoy.
Oxford Dictionary has officially named selfie as the word of the year. The popular picture-taking method of snapping pictures of yourself took the world by storm in early 2013. Famous celebrities like Miley Cyrus, Justin Bieber, and the Kardashians have led the culture to what is called a selfie movement by posting daily pictures on their social media accounts. Selfie was accompanied by the word twerk when they were added to the Oxford Online Dictionary in late August. I'm not sure what direction this academic source is taking, but...
I mean, let's be honest, Nate, you probably do like the duck face kind of selfie.
I do have my guilty picture-taking tendencies, however.
I think selfie says a lot about our generation too, but we'll see.
Gotta stay with the times.
Well, Nate, the temperature really is getting cold outside, and that motivation to walk 15 or 20 minutes to class is getting a little difficult. So MTN reporter Megan McTighe went on the street to ask students how they are going to bundle up this winter on their walk to class.
With temperatures dropping, it's getting harder and harder for students to get out of bed. But today we are here at Shriver to find out what students like to wear to stay warm and cozy on the walk to class.
I really love my scarf. Keeps my neck warm, my face warm, and I can just bundle up into it, I guess.
What keeps me warm during the winter days at Miami is this jacket. I've had it since last winter, and it has served me well.
A brown North Face coat, and in Jersey we call it a brown girl snorkel. It's long, it keeps me warm, it keeps my legs warm, it keeps my arms warm, and it's my absolute favorite coat. I've had it since I was about a senior in high school, and it's a great investment. I love it.
Besides hat I have on right now, I go for style and warmth, so even when I have it on top of my head, I'm still kind of warm. I never leave home without it.
It would have to be these right here. They're a set of mittens on the cowhide. They're cowhide leather on the outside. On the inside, there's some fur on the inside with some inserts. With these here, your fingers can withstand up to about -10 degrees Fahrenheit on the outside. Hands are never warm. I love these things. You can get them you can't get them at Walmart. You have to go to like a Farm and Fleet or a special place like that.
My favorite winter accessory would definitely be sweaters because there's so many options, and I love wearing mine in neutrals or browns.
My cowboy boots, super comfortable, super warm, plenty of room in them for extra thick winter socks.
I like to wear this North Face because it's both practical and it keeps me warm.
My personal favorite item to wear on the walk to class is this coat. It's warm and cozy and also stylish. Reporting from Shriver, Megan McTighe, Miami Television News.
Black Friday is just around the corner, and people are starting earlier than ever to save money on their gifts. The tradition of Black Friday has turned into 2 days of savings, with some stores opening Thursday night at 10 p.m. Target and Walmart have announced that they will be participating in the sales beginning on Thursday night, but no matter what day the stores are open, you can expect long lines and big crowds as always.
The hassle of carrying around multiple credit cards is over. A new startup company called Coin is making it so that people no longer have to carry around their plastic cash. Coin is a new device in development that is the size of a debit card, but can hold 8 different cards' information. It will be connected to your smartphone so that you can quickly interchange between the cards. It is currently available for pre-order for $50, but will retail for $100 when it comes out in the summer of 2014.
If you're looking for a way to get into the holiday spirit this season, the Parks and Recreation Department of the City of Oxford is hosting its annual Holiday Festival. The festivities will begin on Friday, December 6th at the Uptown Parks from 6 to 8:30 p.m. with a Light Up Oxford ceremony. Activities include horse-drawn carriage rides, petting Santa's live reindeer, and munching on treats from the Heavenly Sweet handmade chocolates and cakes. At 6 o'clock, the town can see Santa arrive by fire truck, and the festival will continue on Saturday, December 7th at the Oxford Community Arts Center from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Activities include visiting with Santa, a gingerbread house contest, and a holiday craft market. And for our loyal viewers out there, it is a sad show here at MTN today because it is Chloe's last time here with us. So we put together a little quick trip down memory lane to look at Chloe's involvement the past 4 years at MTN. So let's take a look.
Welcome back to Miami Television News. Thank you for joining us in our first holiday special. I'm Katie Espelita.
I'm Molly Leisure.
And I'm Chloe Tillman. We have a lot of holiday happenings coming your way, but first we would like to start out with this fun clip produced by Stephanie Negron and Carlina Lombardi. Enjoy.
Coming up, more holiday news and excitement.
After the break, more information on the new winter session.
And we'll take a look at what students' plans are for the winter break. We'll be right back.
With winter break approaching, it's time to consider how next year's break will differ significantly from this one. Workshops are currently offered between the new year and the beginning of spring semester. However, the upcoming J-term for 2013-2014 school year will allow for additional 3 weeks for internships, study abroad opportunities, and sprint courses. Currently, Miami offers workshop courses during winter break, and most of which last for 2 weeks after the new year. More information on this year's workshops can be found at muohio.edu/workshops. Well, that's all we have today. Thank you for joining us. I'm Chloe Tillman.
I'm Molly Leisure.
And I'm Katie Espelita. Happy holidays from Miami Television News.
Have a great break, and we'll see you back next year.
Welcome back to another great school year at Miami University and Miami Television News. I'm Chloe Tillman.
And I'm Caitlin Butt.
And now I'm proud to introduce Miami's newest feature called What Would You Do?, hosted by Gabby Williams. We have 3 MTN staff members that did a little social experiment. It took the students of Miami by surprise. Take a look. With the fast-paced and ever-changing world we live in today, curiosity begs the question, is religion still relevant in our society? Bryn Broswell reports. So in your mind, what role do statistics play in sports and more specifically baseball?
Well, I think statistics help us understand the game better. It helps us understand the value of players.
And Chloe now joins us on the set. Chloe, as this issue gains attention nationwide, and seemingly more and more people are talking about this, even here on Miami's campus, what has your research shown about the potential headways that same-sex marriage could make in the U.S.?
Absolutely, and JM, you're right, it is really gaining popularity and a lot of talk. In fact, a March Washington Post poll shows that 58% of Americans support same-sex marriage, while 36% oppose. Now, the Supreme Court cases regarding this issue is expected to reach a decision mid-June.
Welcome back to Miami Television News. Chloe, what do we have for this week's Hawk Spot?
Well, this week on the Hawk Spot, I got a kick out of one organization. Let's take a look. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Chloe Tillman.
And I'm Caitlin Butts. Have a great day, and thank you for tuning in to MTN.
Well, Nate, I just want to say to you and to my entire MTN team, it has truly been a pleasure to see all of you develop your broadcasting skills. I've truly enjoyed reporting and producing for Miami Television News. I remember sitting at my first meeting for MTN freshman year, and knowing that this moment has come is kind of a shocker to me. So I'm very blessed to have had this opportunity, and no matter where I go, I can promise you MTN will always be there with me.
Our best wishes for Chloe as she continues on to the future.
Thank you.
And that's all we have for the show today and for the rest of the semester here at MTN. So until 2014, thanks for tuning into Miami Television News. I'm Nathan Hengstebeck.
And I'm Chloe Tillman. Have a great and safe holiday season.
Well,